Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook Live and on the YouTube channel afterwards. This is a 15 Rate podcast this evening on Sunday, the 26th of, Sunday the 28th of March, wrong thing already. Sunday the 28th of March 2021, just about 6 o'clock. And we're here, by the way, the clocks went forward an hour, so that was confusing for a start. Good morning to Mike in Vancouver in British Columbia.
Good morning, fellas. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. And good evening to Scott, who's in Northern Ireland, of course.
Good evening, Graham. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. And it's good evening to a very special guest all the way from, you believe that you're in Swindon, are you, Liam?
No, you get that off Wikipedia. It always says
That's
Swindon.
correct, yes.
Actually, I'm from Stoke.
All right, okay. Cool. Okay, yeah. Born in Swindon, of course. Yeah. So, how are you, sir? And how's lockdown treated you so far? Has it affected your practice?
Yeah, a little bit. Obviously, with the club shutting, not really been in quite as much, but I've been sort of practicing with other pros, travelling more than I was sort of pre-lockdown, but hopefully it'll come to an end sometime in the next 10 years.
Yeah, no, it's like never ending, isn't it?
Yeah, it's killing me.
Yeah. It's awful. But some stuff coming up for you. You've got the World Championship qualifiers coming up, of course. That you've got Zach Shirty of Fan Japan, haven't you?
Yeah, I've never played Zach, but he's kind of I think he's had a good few wins this year. I played the Chinese lad. It's easier to say Chinese lad, isn't it? So I'll say that.
It is. I attempted the name and failed. So.
But yeah, I played him earlier in the season. I managed to win 4-0, but he looked like he could play, so I put in a good performance. Both be a tough game. I think I slightly fancy Zach to come through, but no expectations really.
Yeah, you hope Zach comes through, or is that?
No, I just think, given the results this season, I think he's probably a stronger player out of the two. But it's only one match, so anyone could come through.
Sure. Okay, so over to Mike, who's got a few questions for you in Vancouver for you.
Yeah. So how's your season been so far? How would you summarise your season so far?
I think it's just been very okay, consistent, winning sort of a couple of matches each event, sort of thing. But as has been the case for me, like last couple of years, nothing deep in a tournament. I don't think I've been deep in a tournament since 2017, 18, something like that. So that's something I'm trying to work on and address. Trying to get a few more runs together.
Very good, very good. So, and have you started preparing for qualifying yet? Have you done anything differently that you would normally do?
Yeah, I kind of decided that I'd not sort of been past the maybe last 32s or 16s for a couple of years. So I teamed up with, just got together with Chris Henry. That was a change for me to work with someone, because it's been a good few years since I sort of have worked closely with someone. So yeah, just started work last week. So yeah, sort of going to do like 3 serious weeks for the Crucible, and then obviously it's going to carry on into next season and reassess it at the end of sort of next season. You got to give it like some good time.
Yeah. Oh, very good, very good.
How did you get on with a set of balls that Chris gives you to play with?
No, it's cracking the middle, very easy.
No.
We got any shot with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, good, aren't they? Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had Chris on the show not long ago, and he was talking about it with Mark Selby and Judge Trump, how he was getting him to pop the white into the corner pocket with the spots on it. And if the spots are on it, he couldn't do it.
Yeah, they're the best kind of coaching aid that I've seen. Give you, with everything being so exaggerated, because you're playing in a tight tolerance, that you can see what's happening with your cue action, see what's happening with your technique. And a lot of the time I think pros blame their technique when they don't need to. It's kind of just something that seems across the board with snooker players, that we just blame ourselves so much, and sometimes it's mentally rather than, like physically, if you like.
Yeah, Ronnie does a lot of that, doesn't he?
Hey,
Playing his cue action.
We got that last night.
Yeah. I don't know how he's got the goal to say about his cue actions since he's got so much quality.
It's unbelievable, isn't it, his cue actions? But, well, it's weird, Ronnie. It's because he looks a bit all over the place, but it's amazing, isn't it, when he delivers a cue? It's like dead smooth. But he's a bit high on the high, like his cue's quite high up in the air. And so it's a bit unusual, but great. So it's not textbook, but brilliant. Don't know what he's searching for.
Yeah. Perfection.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if Robbie made 147s every frame, he still wouldn't be happy.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah, he's made a max for a while though, I think. So maybe we'll see one tonight.
Yeah.
What's your prediction for this final, by the way?
I kind of think how the first session's gone, with Ronnie getting out 4-4 when he should be probably at least 5-3 behind, that I kind of think it's Ronnie's now. I've got a feeling that sometimes when you get away with one, that you kind of start flying a bit, you know, when you feel like you're free rolling. And he's kind of got that today from last night as well, hasn't he, against Hawkins? He should have really out. So it's kind of sometimes.
So hopefully Ronnie will put to bed that 0-4 in final records that he's got.
Yeah, I know it's been weird, hasn't it, in finals? Like he sort of looked like he's got to the final and not been as interested as he has been during the tournament. Like in the final, I think this year. I don't know. It's just Ronnie, and you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
What do you think happened with the Jordan Brown final? You know, in the Welsh Open. Because do you think Ronnie was thought he was overriding favourite and he put too much pressure on himself?
I don't know. I thought obviously Jordan played really well and held himself together like exceptionally towards the end, because, you know, he'd never been there before or even close really. But I think Ronnie's strange because, like, do you remember when he fluked the ball and they decided he's took like a mad blue on?
Yep.
I think if he's playing Trump or Selby or Williams like the night before in the semis, he never takes that blue on ever.
No, of course it doesn't.
Like, he thinks he can maybe get away with a little bit, but fair play to Jordan, he was brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Nerves of steel in that match.
Right.
And then the Higgins one and the Gibraltar Open, Higgins was just wow. That's the best snooker I've ever seen Higgins play in a
The
long
Players'
time.
Championship, not the Gibraltar Open. He pulled out of that.
It was just incredible snooker.
Higgins is when he finds something, like he's got this thing with his technique, and when he finds something to kind of focus on, he can play some like probably the best stuff, I think.
Have you played John, Liam?
Yeah, I got 0.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's all right. It was it was a nice tournament. It was in India in I think 2017. I lost him in the quarterfinals of the run to the Indian Open, and he went on to win the event.
Oh, yeah.
He was kind of the only. I'd played all the greats, and he was the last sort of great that I'd never played. So I was happy to just, you know, share a table with him in a way, I suppose.
Yeah. So, what is the biggest match you've won?
I kind of think getting to the Crucible. Not it wasn't like a big match because I was playing Daniel Wells, who was sort of similar rank to me, but I think I got to the last round to get to the Crucible. I think 3 or 4 times, and I'd lost, I think, twice. I think I'd lost 10-9 twice. So yeah, to kind of, you know, when you feel like you kind of really need to get there before it gets too much to keep losing in the last round. So yeah, that was my favourite moment in the snooker, playing it.
Excellent. So you this year you also played in the shootout and you got to the last 32. So what was that like?
Yeah, shootout's mental, and like everyone just loves and hates it. I think I did, obviously the first round was the crazy dish I did that I didn't even know. I was just playing balls and didn't know whether I was going to win or lose. Just thought I'd put as many as I can with whatever's time left, and see where I was. I ended up winning by a couple of points with a second left or something. I made 70 or 80 the next one, and then missed a few balls against Selby, and he won that one, and obviously lost in the final, I think, didn't he? Yeah. But yeah, it's a good tournament. I don't think it should be a ranking event, but ranking event or losing tournament, probably just got to go.
Well, no singing human being apart from Barry Hearn thinks it should be a ranking event, but nonetheless.
There must be something in it for him somewhere.
Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
I mean, you know, for lower ranked players, like I would think beyond down from the hundreds downwards, I think that's not a bad tournament for them because they've got a chance to beat a higher ranked player over a 10-minute frame.
Yeah, and obviously he was a really good player. Michael Giorgio won it a few years ago, and it kind of messed the rankings up a little bit. Like, you know, I can't remember. I think it was Oliver Lyons who fell out of the 64 because sort of Michael won the shootout, and it was a ranking event for the first time. And he's kind of not really recovered from that, Oliver. So I just think it's too short. It's not really snooker. And I don't see why the TV wouldn't want it if it wasn't a ranking event. I just don't get it. But it is what it is, and
Yeah.
I know.
yeah, there's a lot of amateurs in it now as well, which is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Loads of top ups. I don't know. It's just funny.
So, Liam, what was your introduction to snooker? How did you first start playing, and when did you first find out that snooker was your way of life?
Yeah, so I was, I think I was 8. It was like 1998. John Higgins won his first world title.
yeah.
So yeah, it was just like I think I just seen it on the TV, and I think my brother had got like a small table at like an old battered small 6-foot table. Started to get a bit obsessive about that, and then just began to play pool down the pub kind of thing, and then quickly within 6 months I was in a snooker. I was so short that I think rang around a few snooker halls at the time, and they wouldn't let me in. But eventually one said yes, and kind of just became very obsessed with snooker right through like being a kid to teenagers, and yeah, just wanting to play all the time. And there was nothing else in my mind that was going to get in the way, kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
So was John Higgins your idol, would you say, or
He was the first
was
one.
there someone else there?
First player I remember kind of seeing on the TV, and yeah, but Ronnie soon. Whether I saw Ronnie, I must have seen him at the same time because they was both like top players then. But he soon became my idol in snooker, and still kind of is. I think a lot of players my age grew up with Ronnie being kind of the man, and he still is pretty much the man, which is mad. But yeah, so he was my idol growing up, no doubt.
So who's your best friend on the tour? Who's your hangout guy?
I don't really like. I'm kind of a bit of an individual on the tour, to be honest. I'm friendly with most of them. Like I get on with pretty much all of them, and I'll arrange practice sessions with quite a few of the lads. But I wouldn't say I've like got a best kind of friend on the tour. I like to take my friends or my mum or with me to tournaments to chill out with. I'm not really a player kind of person. Yeah.
Oh, very interesting.
So
Which
just
is
to get an
Yeah.
Sorry, say again, Liam.
Like lockdown, obviously not being able to take anybody to the tournaments has been a bit of a not such a good thing for me. I don't think. You know, it's like being kind of on your own a lot. No one to chill with has been, I think, quite difficult. Yeah.
I've just had a message from Kelly Barker, who was our guest on Friday. She said, hello to fellow Stokey. I'm sure you know Kelly.
That's
yeah.
super fan of Stoke, is she?
Yeah. Yes, very much so. One of Scott's friends.
Okay.
Yeah. She was in the crowd when you played Mark Allen at the Crucible.
Right.
She said she was asking how your Crucible experience was playing Mark Allen.
I absolutely loved it, and I was I surprised myself how comfy I was out there. It was like a bit kind of shocked myself that weirdly felt like playing in a bit of a, like a working men's club kind of thing, when there's a lot of people watching on a kind of Thursday night or something. I don't know why, because it's so, you don't see the amount of people that are actually there.
Okay.
And it's such a small, confined room around the table that it doesn't it feels like it's very intimate, and I think it's just perfect for snooker. It's crazy. I enjoyed every bit of it, and I've been dying to get back there since, but you just got to kind of concentrate on the qualifiers to do that.
What year was that? Because I've got the almanac. I can look the result up.
2018, I think you beat me 10-5 or 10-6. I can't remember what it was.
Right, leave that with me. You two carry on talking, and I'll do a bit of digging here.
Just to get an idea, Liam, we was talking to Jamie Curtis Barrett and Gareth Allen. We had him on the show, and we was talking to them about Q School, because they said how much of a graft Q School is. How did you find it, and how was your experience of it?
Yeah, so maybe I can't remember the one year that I sort of got on the tour before Q School was introduced, but I fell off the tour maybe about 2014, I think. I'm not sure. And Q School was, so, when you come off the tour and then you go to Q School and you go straight back on. That was kind of what I did. But yeah, at the time there was only 2 events at Q School when you had to get to the semis. So it's real tough, like especially for players coming off the tour, kind of facing the fact that if they don't get through this now, that you've got a year as an amateur. And it's a completely open draw, which means that pros can play pros, if you like, pros that have just come off, and then also get like a bit of the draw that's like just only amateurs in, which is weird. But yeah, everyone's in it. Everyone's got a fair shout, and I think it's good that they do like when they top up off the ranking system. I think that's a good thing to do, because if you're losing that quarter final 3 times, I think you deserve to be on. So, I think the ranking system thing's good, really.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah.
By the way, Liam, you were right. You lost 10-5 in that Crucible match against Mark Allen.
Yeah. Yeah, he played well. I played actually quite well, better than.
Yeah, I can see that from the scores here.
Yeah, I made a couple of I think I missed 2 tons. I was on 99 twice, and I scored okay. But he was brilliant. I actually fancied him to go deeper than he did that year. And I'm surprised he's not really gone deep in the Crucible, has he, Alan?
One semi-final in 2009 where he lost to John Higgins.
Yeah, so that's quite a long time ago for someone as good as him to.
Yeah. And I was going to ask you as well how you felt about Ronnie's comments. The one he made last year about the amateurs and that he'd have to lose an arm and a leg to drop out the top 32 or whatever. Was that a little bit hurtful for someone that's lower down? Or do you think he was just playing a bit of mind games?
Yeah, I think it's mind games. Well, I don't think it's mind games. He's just mad. So.
Yeah, no, it's true. I think he's right.
He comes off extra excited, as much as he tries to play it down. I think he's extra excited that he's in a quarters or semis of the world. Probably feels great, and let's be honest, if he plays well, he must look at us and think you're crap. So I mean, it's levels in everything. No, I wasn't hurt by it. And I think he's since come out and said that it was to do with inspiring younger players and trying to give them a kind of kick up the backside. And
I suppose you can see it in that way as well.
I thought that's what he was doing at the time. To be honest, I don't think Ronnie, knowing Ronnie quite personally, he's not a nasty or mean or anything. He's a nice guy, 100%. But so I just think it was just Ronnie being Ronnie.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So, I read a quote earlier on about snooker should take tips from boxing. to make the sport bigger. I'm really curious to know, like, where you come up with that and what kinds of things they could do, and have they done enough? What are your thoughts?
I think at the time I said that was quite a few years ago, and I do think they've done that in a way. Like, you know, like entrance music and kind of making it a little bit more razzmatazz. I get that you can't have it like crazy noisy and then to silence, but at the time we were, you know, it was just, I just felt like the sport had none of that build up, if you like. But I feel like when I watch snooker now, it has got a build, especially on ITV4, McManus and Hendry, and they do build matches up a bit more now than they used to. So I think snooker has done that, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do.
As Kelly Barker said, the ITV4 team could make the Tiddlywinks sing good.
They're good. They're good.
Yes.
Yeah, good, isn't it? ITV coverage. I'm a big fan of McManus when he's commentating.
Oh,
We're
Alan is like,
the legend.
Alan is basically the best commentator bar Clive Everton, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, definitely. And I think maybe he's not so good for people who don't know too much about the game, because he is quite deep in stuff. But if you know about the game and you're sat there watching snooker, Alan's the best one to listen to. He knows like more or less everything, and he explains it in detail and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think one of the best commentators for beginners is Dennis Taylor. He explains like an alien. If you just turned on, he just talks like, you know, someone. He's just one of them old school commentators, isn't he?
Yeah, kind of say the same basic things time after time.
Yeah.
But on and you don't understand snooker, you do need. Neil Foulds is pretty good as well, like just basic kind of snooker knowledge, nothing too deep. So if you combine the two, have like two commentators, one that's really deep and one's pretty basic, I think it works.
Yep.
What do you think to players who end up as commentators, like Joe Perry and all that? Davis and Hendry.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it seems like it's getting more and more in the, you know, Perry and who else has joined these. McManus is obviously pretty recent.
John Parrott.
Yeah. I think it's just a natural progression. I think the whole tour could be commentating soon, though, the way it's going.
Be honest, it's not about biology of it, to be fair.
Everyone's on.
So,
would you ever do it, Liam?
Yeah, I'd like to do that kind of thing. I prefer to, after snooker, do coaching, I think.
Yeah.
I'd be more interested in working behind the scenes than sort of right in front of it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what importance do you think physical fitness has on performance?
Quite a lot, but probably not as much as I used to think it did have. There was one time where I was really fit, sort of running half marathons in like 1:25. But it was kind of. I think it's one of the things where at the end of the day, practicing, if you can go out for a run or do some form of fitness, it's just a bit of a stress reliever. I don't think in snooker, providing you're not seriously overweight and it's not impacting kind of what shots you can reach and stuff, I don't know how much effect it really has. So yeah, I think it's good to have a bit of it, but I don't know.
So would you say the mental strength is more important than physical fitness?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I had a swap for earlier on in my career to have a better kind of temperament and stuff. I'd give my fitness up for that kind of thing. So yeah, as experience goes, I think you just naturally become a little bit calmer, a little bit better at handling situations.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to some people are born with great temperaments, and some people aren't. Some people are born with great cue actions, and some people aren't. It's just
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Who would you say is for you is the most improved player on the tour this season in the lower ranks?
Jordan Brown's been obviously the standout one. You would say that Jamie Clark is quite a big improvement. I thought from someone barely winning any matches last season until the World Championship, that he's become like a consistent, winning matches, and his run in the World Championship was good. So yeah, them two for me probably stand out quite a lot. People would say Jack Lazowski, but Jack's always been a great player. It's just he's not quite got it out there still now. But Jack's always been great. I've known him since he was 10. He's always been class. So
yeah, Mike had
Should
a
he
bit
give
of
up playing right-handed?
sorry, mate.
Should he give up playing right-handed though?
No, I don't. I think he's good with it. I think Hendry's been quick to jump on him about playing with his other hand.
Yeah.
I don't know. He said recently that I think he missed a shot with the. Oh no, he missed one right-handed, and then went back to the club and made a ton right-handed. So he was like, "Well, I couldn't make a ton with the rest." So there's my answer, kind of thing. That yeah, he's right-handed. As long as you're not doing too much with it, I think it's okay for him.
Yeah. Mike had a question about Lazowski.
Yeah.
Would he ring 2 ranking events, Mike, by next year?
By end of next year.
Yeah.
Would he win 2? At the minute, you'd probably say it's possible, but no. But
yeah, I think that's right.
You don't know what happens when he wins 1. Does he win 1? And there's lots of things that can happen when you win 1. You could win 1 and never win 1 again, or you could win 1, like the floodgates open, like it did for kind of, Neil Robertson didn't. I don't know when he won a ranking event. It was kind of mid 20s, was it? And he ended up winning loads straight after, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2006 he won his first, and he's won one every calendar year since.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes you can win 1 and win loads. Sometimes you can win 1 and go miss those. Just depends on the person, I think.
Yeah.
So what other interests put snooker aside for a sec? What other things interest you in the world?
The world at the minute is sleeping, but
yeah, no kidding. I agree with that.
Well, the world's sleeping too, I think.
Generally, I'm into a bit of fitness, into music quite a lot. Yeah, so fitness, music. I like eating out, kind of just chilling with mates, eating out.
Yeah.
Well, you did like eating out before everyone was closed.
Yeah. No comment now.
Do you play any musical instruments at all?
Yeah. You remember when lockdown started? Well, I don't know whether you can remember if lockdown started, because it was like.
I don't remember life before lockdown either.
When that lockdown was coming, because the government dropped 38 hints about it about the week before.
Yeah.
I got a guitar and thought in lockdown I'll start learning. So that was my thing in lockdown. So I learned to play the guitar quite a bit. Yeah, really enjoyed it, and sort of haven't done it as much lately. But I was taking it to tournaments and stuff just to do something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a guitar man myself.
Oh yeah.
I write a few songs. Yeah.
Really?
Can't play piano though. Can't play piano for love nor money, but guitar, brilliant instrument. Yeah, and I've wrote a few songs. There's 3 out there at the moment. So
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're on Amazon. Can't plug them obviously. Different show. But yeah, we've had a comment from Kelvin Platten. Hello, Kelvin, saying Ted Lowe was a great commentator as well. He was one of the best. He was like the voice of snooker. But I think Clive Everton was the voice of snooker from my era anyway.
Yeah.
Keith Walker's got a question for you. He says, have you got access to a table every day at the moment, or not due to the pandemic? And if so, how many hours do you practice a day?
So yeah, I have got access to. I can get in the club kind of as much as I want, sort of thing. There's another player from around here called Brandon Sargent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's in the club quite a bit, and my friend's got like an outer building with a table and a kind of a separate room to his house, so it's kind of safe to go there. Then he's happy for me to play there. So I kind of mix between the two at the minute. Do my solo stuff at my mate's house and play Brandon quite a bit, but also go and play Dave Gilbert a little bit. Yeah, he's not too far. Tamworth's like 40 minutes on the train, half an hour.
Yeah.
And they sort of ranges really between sort of 3 and 6. Depends who I'm playing, but sort of between 3 and 6, 7 hours. Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit of a local interest there for me, because obviously I'm in Burton-on-Trent, so you're in Stoke, Dave's in Tamworth.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Have you
So-
ever played in Vancouver, by the way? Have you ever been to Vancouver?
Yeah.
No, I've never been to Vancouver. My
No.
my uncle lives in Canada, Toronto.
Oh yeah, he's where
Oh, yeah.
before.
Yeah, so
He's
but I've
the other
never been to Canada, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fun.
Very nice.
Okay.
So we've got 5 snap questions for you before we tidy up here. What was your best subject at school?
Jeez.
Probably not.
PE.
PE. All right. Nice.
You just get about play football or go running, I suppose. I wasn't like
Yeah, no writing involved or anything. Just
No writing, no pen. All right.
academically was no fun, was it? No.
If not snooker, what would you be doing?
Oh, gee, yeah. Absolutely not. I've never had a job ever, so I've got no idea. Maybe something to do with fitness.
Fitness instructor or
yeah.
something?
Yeah, something along them lines. Something
Right.
rather than I couldn't sit in an office and
Yeah.
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 That's not me.
Physical tough. Your go-to beer brand?
I'm not a beer person, but just vodka and gin.
Vodka
Yeah.
or gin? Okay.
Yeah.
Best venue you've watched a snooker match? Watched.
Crucible's special. Doesn't matter where you're kind of sitting. It feels like you're right on top of it.
Okay. And last one, pick for the World Championships.
Pick for the Worlds. Do you know what? I think it's really open this year.
It seems it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna go Neil.
Yeah, good pick.
I think if he ends his career only having one world title, a massive underachievement. I do.
Yeah. I think that.
I actually think Selby's and Neil's achievements for me should kind of be the other way around. I think Neil should have free of like the Masters, free of the Worlds. Well, maybe not Selby's the way around, but I have Neil at least as good as, well, better than Selby for me.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
We've got your mate watching. Jamie Curtis Barrett is watching,
Oh yeah.
and he says, "You don't need practice, Liam. Yeah, money's a machine."
Fantastic.
So there you are. I thought you was going to say, Liam. I thought you was going to say yourself for the pick for the world. Thought you give yourself a shot.
I'll reassess it if I'm in the last 32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on going into qualification though at the moment? Are you up for it? Pumped?
Really excited. I felt like I've got stale the kind of with snooker the last couple of years. Just not going through the motions because always trying really hard, always practicing really hard. But obviously teaming up with Chris has kind of ignited something within me that working on the mental side and working on some stuff on the table. There's really, you know, when you just get something that I want to go and play, I want to go and practice. I want to do the stuff away from the table that hopefully improves my kind of mental side of snooker. So that obviously, I'm excited more than anything about snooker again. So.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, that's good. Liam, I was just going to ask you, since I've got the almanac in front of me here, you talked about Mark Allen, right?
Yeah.
That he beat you in the first round, but who did he lose to that year in 2018?
He lost to Kyron Wilson, didn't he?
He did, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember after that, but I remember just playing him and thinking he's going to go far. And weirdly, actually, I think Chris was in Mark Allen's corner that year, so it's strange that obviously Mark's not with him now. But I thought he would have worked for him. I think.
Mm.
Who do you think, Liam? Who do you think outside inside the top 16?
Yeah.
Which player is most susceptible to a exit at the first round at the Crucible?
This year?
Whoever Liam gets if he qualifies.
Bing Tao, I think. Everyone raves on, but I don't see it as much as other people with Bing Tao. Obviously, Dave Gill probably had the kind of the worst season of the people inside the 16, but he's class and he's been to the semis, so I think when a Crucible comes around, he'll probably play well. But Bing Tao for me, I think. Once we get through, and he'll pump me now, won't he? But
we had Ding because of the way Ding's been struggling.
Oh, never even thought. You know what? He's one of them players where he's a great, isn't he? But I never think of him.
yeah.
Just goes over my head a bit, Ding. But yeah, Ding's been struggling for quite a while now, and I think he's had it tough with the COVID, and he's got a little kid, and he's not been able to see his like 1 or 2 year old for a year or something. That's horrible.
Yeah.
That must be like just awful, really.
Yeah, no kidding. So
Yeah. Anyway, thoughts on tonight's final? Who do you think will get it?
Oh, I'm gonna go Ronnie, just because I think he's got out of jail twice now. Maybe it's written for him to win it. They're my two favourite players, so it's a final not to be missed for me. Yeah, both different, but both got good auras around the table, and both very aggressive. Yeah, my two favourite players to watch, and for me, that Trump's obviously like #1 and winning everything, but I don't know. To switch on the TV and watch, it would be Neil or Ronnie for me.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, dream final for you then.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, perfect.
There we
Well,
go.
that's a great show. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming.
Thank you, Liam, for joining us.
Thank you very much, Liam.
No
Yeah,
worries.
and good luck at the World Qualifiers.
Cheers, thanks.
Well
No
done
worries.
again.
And
Good luck.
Crowds.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you got your fans here.
Yeah. We'll keep you up. We'll keep you up to date for sure.
Cheers.
Yeah.
All right.
No
guys.
worries.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
All right. Okay, guys, that's the end of the episode, and we will be back tomorrow. Thanks for everything, Liam. We'll see you. We'll keep up to date with you. Cheers, man.
See you later.
Goodbye.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.